Humans were created billions of years ago to be guardians of the galaxy, even beyond the Milky Way galaxy, but we hold the Templar, the microcosmic stargates, the mirror, the macrocosmic stargates of our entire 15-dimensional time spiral, the multiverse that we exist in. Now, I'm not talking about indigos or starseeds. I'm talking about just the typical 12-strand human blueprint. This is the original template for our entire species. Now, of course, why are we not living up to our potential? Many different reasons over history, over galactic and cosmic history. But also, even more in modern times, we can see how we have been unplugged. All this junk DNA is just literally a scrambling of our potential. When we can't hook back up in many different levels, our vertical scalar waves, which is our connection all the way down through our 15th-dimensional time spiral. This is what gives us that dimensionality, that ability to perceive time as we expand through time and space. But the reason why we're not living up to our potential, we can look around and the world is absolute chaos, was many different reasons. So we can think of each DNA strand as being a specific bandwidth of frequency. This gives us the ability to perceive reality. Literally, you live in a hologram. You are the projected hologram. Now, we are, of course, projected right from source on many different levels. But society has been hijacked. Our DNA has been hijacked. And again, this is not just in modern times. Of course, things are ramping up lately. Goes back to millions of years ago, but really even the time of Atlantis was a major low point in our history. So again, a lot of people like to glorify Atlantis. But if you open up your cellular memory, you will know what Atlantis was really all about. Now, I'm going to go into many different things in this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell, because I'll be talking about many different mind-blowing topics on EARTH1111. Don't forget to share the video, comment, like. I really appreciate it. Gets my videos out to more people, so thanks so much, you guys. So humans were literally created as that 12-strand divine angelic template to hold the living library, to hold the DNA for this entire 15-dimensional multiverse. That's because we were created with little bits of DNA from all of the different races. So the fact that it's in our DNA means we can access that vector, that aspect of creation. Or let's say the Andromedas, or let's say the Arcturians, or different race lines that we're connected to because, again, it's in our DNA. So they're not ET beings out there. They're actually different versions of humanity through time and space as it has evolved. And the bad ones, right, the reptilians and the draconians and the Anunnaki and other ones, they are aspects of us that have degraded over time and de-evolved, and they become, of course, these horrible beings that are, of course, infiltrated our entire system, which is why we have absolute ridiculous chaos going on out there. Those are our unconscious aspects. That's how we've let them into our planet, through us, because again, we are the living Templar, the living microcosm. Everything goes through us. We are the living, breathing cells of the planet. We have been seeded multiple times. And the reason why this last seeding, so we are in the third seeding of the human race. And again, we were seeded hundreds of millions of years ago at this point. But this is the third seeding because the first two attempts, pole shift was created. And really, the race, or the human race, degraded. So this time we were only allowed to evolve very slowly. So a lot of people out there, right, that aren't awake, it's because their DNA has only been evolving the first, second, and third strand DNA over hundreds of millions of years. This is why they don't know what's going on. They can't see it. But if you're an indigo or starseed or watching this video, you came from a future reality. So this is why you know, everyone is the guardian of the galaxy. Everyone is holding that blueprint. But yours is actually put together. You don't have junk DNA. Your DNA is already created because you're pulling your consciousness from a future point in time space. And you have the ability, because your DNA is activated. So again, it's a process during this lifetime to activate all of it, your whole potential. Minimum 12 strands. And this gives us the ability to pull in the memories and the information from all different star races. Literally, because it's inside you. So you can locate that vector, that time-space location, that aspect, that species, let's say the Sirians, or the Palladians, or other ones, are located. That's how important you are. Now, if you are an indigo or starseed, of course, it is up to us to really allow the human race to expand beyond what it ever was supposed to. But because we are in such dire straits right now on this planet, because we're at that choice point, and humanity, a lot of humanity seems to be dropping down in consciousness, getting even more unplugged, right? Getting tuned right in to technology and disconnected from the planet, from Earth, from each other, from themselves. And this is why we're here during this time. Of course, it's also a stellar activation cycle. This is the Ascension cycle. Now, this happens not only every 26,000 years, but this is a biggie. This one hasn't happened for over 200,000 years, where we're able to get so many stargates open. And really, it's because we have, right, it is at the point where it is needed for us to open up so many stargates to go further than, for example, Atlantis. So we came here during this time because we are able to open up all these stargates to move right back to 0 point. That is the source field, God's source creator, the oneness, the infinite. Now, during Atlantis, that was our last stellar activation cycle. But things were so bad at that time. This is about 25,000 years ago. Things were so bad because the grids were absolutely in reverse. We had all types of beings that were using crystal technologies but did not have the consciousness to use them in a proper way, that were using them for themselves. Right? Of course, we can see it out there in the world. Technology is not trying to benefit humanity, it's trying to suppress. Same thing that happened during Atlantis. So all the stargates were not able to be open and were actually closed very quickly because we could not let these degraded beings that were trying to, of course, get power to have access to the Templar. Because when you open up stargates, this is where you access literally the DNA of this creation. And that allows you to access the actual hologram itself. So pole shift happened at that time, and of course a great flood, and of course we've heard many times in the past about this great flood and this great flood. Well, why does it keep happening? It's because society was out of control. Many different cultures were like that. So right now, you are here. Even if you don't think that you're an indigo or a starseed, even if you just feel of yourself as a human, you hold the keys for the entire kingdom within your DNA, which means protect your DNA. Purify the body. You do the shadow work to clear away these miasms and reversals. Anything in you that is suppressing you, that is connected to lower states of consciousness, will suppress your DNA. Because the whole point is we want to plug back in to our entire potential. Once we start plugging back in and building our 4th strand of DNA and our 5th and 6th and 7th and on and on and on, we can start creating our potential. our highest potential, and this goes beyond human. Once you get even beyond the third strand of DNA and you start building the fourth, you start becoming an embodied soul. Once you start having full 6-strand DNA, you are literally an embodied soul. When you get to the 9th strand of DNA, you are now an embodied oversoul. When you get to 12-strand DNAs, you are an avatar, embodied. Cosmic Christ consciousness, embodied. And this is every human's potential. Now, of course, many are not going to get to this level in this lifetime. Of course, right? It takes many lifetimes. But we are in a fast-forward evolution. Everything's about to change. You're going beyond human because you are the guardian of the galaxy here to protect this planet, humanity. And if you are awake and aware of what's going on, this is your destiny. We all have different things that we have to do, but just know how important you are and why society has created over and over a story of our history to try to suppress us. Like, for example, why do we have 23 chromosomes? It's because we've been unplugged. If we had that 24th, that DNA would be plugging into the next section and plugging in and continuing its expansion. But we live in this perpetual loop because we exist in a false reality that has been created to take away everyone's knowledge of the past, to take away your ability to go within and to uncover cellular memory within yourself that will give you exactly what happened in the history of not just this planet, but our galaxy. So this isn't just Earth. Our galaxy has been fallen, has been twisted off because of reversal magnetic fields that were created artificially. And I'm talking millions and millions of years ago, hundreds of millions of years ago. This is not something that just happened. We're at the end of this drama, reconnecting back in to our potential. But when we were twisted off, when our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, was twisted off from its counterpart, we are actually part of the Andromeda galaxy. We can think of that as our galaxy's twin. That is actually our original galaxy, and we were twisted off and pulled away from our original creation. Now, every time that something happens in the macrocosm, it is also mirrored within the microcosm. That means your body, your energy body, your consciousness. So when consciousness is suppressed because of artificial means, and again, we can look around and see the technology being created right now. And this is just, right, small peanuts compared to the stuff that was done to our race. Because knowing that we were created with multiple galactic DNA, we were created to be that living library. And that's because Earth is a very important place in the multiverse. Now, Earth being that third Stargate in the entire Universal Templar, the entire Stargate system for our entire multiverse. This goes way beyond our solar system, way beyond our galaxy, way beyond what we can even fathom. Now, Earth is such an important place, and that's why, of course, it has been fought over, warred over. Star Wars was real, and it happened many times. Now, we were created to be that guardian race that will, not only protect Earth, because, of course, Earth was a hugely important Stargate for the entire system. You need to go through Earth and also other areas in the entire multiverse to get beyond this 15-dimensional time spiral and back into source. And also to be able to access other 15-dimensional time spirals. way beyond what we can even think of as our universe. So, of course, many beings out there that did not hold the DNA of every single race didn't like that humans had that kind of potential, that power. So other races, of course, did not have the ability to have that 12-strand DNA, because you need the 12-strand, which is the whole entire template for you to be able to now access the center point. So it's just like sacred geometry, right? Things have to be stable in order for you to now move into the center point, the center of that creation. And that's what we have access to on Earth. The 13th dimension, which really moves you beyond dimensionality altogether. The center of the blueprint for creation, for this literally multiverse. This is why Earth has been fought over and really needed to be protected, which is why the human race was created in the first place, to be the protector race for this entire 15-dimensional creation. So if Earth falls, if Earth gets taken over, if we have pole shift, if Earth gets sucked into a black hole, some fallen system, other star systems out there like the Pleiades and the Sirian system and others also get pulled down into that fallen system, right? We already exist in a fallen system. And we, right now, the reason why you're alive here, especially if you're watching this video, you're likely an indigo or starseed. And again, I will get into that in another video. What does that mean? Because we actually hold, as indigos and starseeds, well, some starseeds, we hold the potential for a minimum 24 to 48 strand DNA. So we come from beyond this 15-dimensional time spiral. Our consciousness is literally pulled from that 13th center, and we can actually create and bring in the harmonics for even more universes into this reality. But at a minimum, every single human out there, even right, people that you think are not at all awake, they hold in their DNA that 12-strand potential for the entire creation. That is also why there's a huge push on this planet to destroy this 12-strand angelic DNA. You can see that everywhere. It's been going on, of course, forever. But right now we are at that tipping point, which is why we're here in body. We're the ground crew to allow, right? This is that choice point for humanity to either go the AI technology route to get their DNA destroyed, or to come back into unification, to bring back every aspect of our DNA and activate it so we can then move beyond this 3D reality. And again, we only do that by moving into the center point. The center holds all the power. Now, if we weren't embodied on the physical planet right now, we could not be anchoring these new light codes, really unraveling all these distortions, all these reversals, and allowing our full potential of life force energy from moving from the source field, which is really in outwards, right? This is expansion. It's not really up, like we're moving up in frequency. We're actually expanding. But again, from our perspective on Earth, it seems like we are moving up in vibration, right? Now, let's get into, on the next video, how we've been suppressed. So I hope I earned a thumbs up. Don't forget to take my course, Ascension Magic, if you're really ready to activate, to understand all of this weird stuff and hundreds of other topics in detail with diagrams. That's on my website, EARTH1111.com, right? Because everything out there in the world that's going on in your body, in your life, it's all connected. I hope I earned a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video, comment your experiences, and subscribe, and hit that bell, because I'll be talking about many more mind-blowing things coming up very soon on EARTH1111. I'm Roxanne. Love you guys. Shine bright out there. Bye-bye.